What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another CZN video. I know you guys all saw the live stream, I guess not the live stream, but the video talking about the first season that is coming to the game with a lot of changes, but there were actually some changes that weren't in the video that they posted in these developer notes that I want to quickly go over, and I think some of these changes are actually huge and probably should have been in the video. But I do believe the video was probably recorded a few days ago, and this was just implemented recently because of the many complaints, including the ones from myself personally, to like the content creator team. But essentially, there's going to be a lot of things that will tackle the resource starvation in this game, which I think is something that is turning a lot of players off. And I've talked about this before in a ton of different videos, but of course, you don't want to get to the end game right away. That just kind of defeats the purpose of the game. But the thing is, if you starve players so hard at the beginning, especially in the first 2 weeks, it just leaves a sour taste when there's a lot of other games on the gacha market. So they are tackling that, and I'm very excited to see what they actually do. But they actually do tell us what they plan to do in the future. So it's not going to be implemented right away except for a few things which I'll talk about. But some of the things that you'll see in this dev note page is going to be very, very good in terms of the future outlook of the game. So the first thing is, this is going to be implemented with the season start. They are changing how agent growth is happening. So they're going to actually increase the event and content rewards, and also the early game and the daily rewards as well. So essentially with the season start, there's a new shop in the game, and the new shop will have a ton of like EXP materials, potential materials, and like promotion materials and stuff like that. But they also are changing the fact that the leveling system in this game, it rewards you with some materials and stuff like that and some goodies, but they are actually making the rewards pretty much doubled, I think even more so than doubled. You'll see that from the levels of 2 to 22 they stated in the video, the rewards will be increased. Now in this dev note page, it doesn't specify level 2 to 22, I believe, so it might be for every single reward, and I think that's what it is, because in this picture you'll see after level 22 there are more rewards, right? Currently, if we actually look in game right now, the rewards that we actually get, if I actually can find it correctly, I think it's here. So at level 22, which you can see right here, you're getting 1 of these energy pots, 10 of these combatant EXP, and then 5 of the partner. And you're also seeing, like, if you go down, it's pretty much the same thing, right? We're getting like 3 rewards for every single level up. But if you look at the page here, you're seeing that we're getting, on top of what we're already getting, some promotion materials, some potential materials, extra units, 250k, so just a lot more stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. I hope it's for every single level, because it does feel bad not being able to try out more than 1 or 2 teams right now, because there's so many units that are really fun to play and they're all viable, but what is the point if players can't play them for like months on end, right? I don't think a lot of people, especially in 2025, are going to be waiting that long to play certain characters anymore. Maybe like 5 years ago, but nowadays I don't think it's that viable to make your players wait. So they are adding this, very excited. They're also adding a chaos shop. So I believe this will actually give us more rewards from doing chaos. So just more rewards, great. And also they're increasing the max level of the chaos matrix to 100. This is going to be for just people trying to min-max their decks. Some people already reached the level cap. I'm also there, so I have nothing really to do in the game. So this will allow us to actually do more stuff, because currently the content in the game doesn't feel extremely difficult, unless of course you don't have everything leveled. But once you start leveling your characters and getting your memory fragments up, the content becomes pretty trivial if you're running like Kalipe, honestly, and Mika. So I'm glad that they're making some more difficult stages in Chaos Matrix. Next thing they're talking about is save data. So this is like a 3-paragraph, actually no, it's like 3 sentences, no? 4 sentences about save data. They are planning to share details about improvements to the save data guide. So the first thing they're talking about is they will share some details, so I guess how cards get saved and stuff like that. And they also are going to improve it. So they talk about how blah blah blah, save data. They just basically explain what save data is, and they're just saying that they're going to make it easier to track it. So it's a very vague explanation, but the biggest problem with Chaos right now, everyone has gone through this, is basically that you make these decks and then a lot of your cards get deleted and then you are just very sad, right? And no one knows how it works. There's like different theories, like, you know, you could probably make like a lecture class about it, the theory of save data, how like cards get saved, how the values are. There was one where like removing cards and adding cards, you know, add to TB. There's another one now where there's just like a fixed integer system where you're limited on how many actions you can do with your cards. So no one really knows. It's all just speculation. So they're saying that they're going to make it more transparent, which is great, and also improve on the system. I really wish it just tells you, you know, your cap and what adding a card will do to that cap, what removing a card will do to that cap. So you know at the end of the run, by the end of the run, how many cards you expect to get deleted, right? In that situation, there's still RNG. You still have to pray that, you know, the cards you don't want deleted don't get deleted, and the ones you want to get deleted, and so forth, right? So I think just giving us like in the run, like in the top left corner, just like this save data value here, and like how many you've used out of how much, you know, would just be very helpful, right? Because there's already a ton of RNG in Chaos. It's a roguelike game mode. So just giving us that clarification during the run would be very, very nice and a good QL feature. So I hope they do that. And I think that's what they probably will do, because it is going to be extremely frustrating in the long run for sure. They say that they will have a tutorial for save data. So I assume they'll teach us how it works. So hopefully that happens. Next thing they're doing is reducing the cost of Codex merging. Thank God they're doing this. This is like a huge problem in the game, because currently the way the game works is the endless content, which is in a roguelike, right? Roguelike games always have endless content, is zero system, right? And you can do the other chaos mode if you want. I can't actually show you, but merging a map at difficulty 10 costs you 90k units, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, if you run out of units, which happens all the time because everything in this game costs so much units. Currently, of course, it's getting fixed with the, you know, season start and stuff like that. But you can see it gets very expensive, right? So because of that, what they're doing is they're reducing the cost of merging. Now, they're only reducing it by 20%, but that's still a huge bonus, honestly. I'm very happy with that. But the biggest thing is they're going to give us units as daily mail rewards for 2 weeks following the update. So this unit catastrophe that's going on where no one has any gold, it's going to be alleviated for the early game by giving us 2 weeks of rewards. I think they're going to just judge after the 2 weeks if the problems still are here. Then it's going to be clear if it was just like an early game account progression problem or if it's a system problem on their end, and they'll probably reevaluate it after. Another thing they're adding is they're giving us a feature in the future, so they're preparing to introduce a feature that gives us 1 free merge per day. This is absolutely amazing. So that means, you know, for the people that are not playing super sweaty on this game, you can do just 1 map of chaos a day. If you win, you can keep going. If you lose, you can stop for the day. I think this is great, and I'm very happy about this. I was kind of expecting them to give us like 3 a week, which would be like 1 every other day, but 1 a day is absolutely amazing, and you know, I'm very happy about this change. They plan to apply this update as soon as possible. Thank you, Smilegate. Next thing they're addressing is the UI of the memory fragment system. So I didn't really notice this too much because I haven't been farming a lot of memory fragments, but I assume once you start farming a lot, it gets really annoying to manage them all. And actually, now that I'm looking at it in game, like, yeah, there's like, it's not too bad, honestly, but I guess there's gonna be a way to sort it easier. Is there a way to sort it? I mean, I guess there is, but they're updating the UI. Don't really know exactly what that means, but sure. Any improvements to UI, I'll be happy with. But I will say, with Epic 7, one of their previous games, I guess the game's still ongoing, sometimes when they do UI updates, it ends up being worse than before, and they're kind of notorious for it, so hopefully that doesn't happen, because I actually think it's fine right now, but if it does get improved, nice, just please don't make it worse, right? So yeah, I don't know what this exactly is. This looks kind of strange, but they do say that they're planning to upgrade the UI for memory fragments. Next thing they talk about is Affinity system. So it's pretty much everything I've talked about. But yeah, I think they realize that a lot of people are complaining about it, but they're upgrading the Affinity system. So they're going to allow us to get our stickers now at level 7 of the Affinity level. Currently right now, the way you get it is going to be at level 20, which feels kind of bad, right? It feels like the background's like the biggest reward. The sticker So the background unlocks at 10 and the sticker unlocks at 20. The sticker is just something you can place on your save data icon. Huge dub. I don't think people care about the stickers too much, right? So, you know, allowing us to get that sticker early and focus more on the backgrounds is very nice. They're also adding like a messenger system that a lot of these single player games have, where you can talk to people in game. You know, your characters, you probably get some special missions or quests, and you'll be able to boost affinity that way, along with an in-game event. So a lot of things coming. They're doing a new gift system. Hopefully they actually, they actually do mention it. Sorry, I glanced over it. The affinity requirements for the growth guide missions will be significantly reduced in this update. Thank God. This is great. I think they'll cap it at 10. Right now, how it is in game is that with the affinity system, you do actually have to get them to level 30 here. So it does say reach, not level 30, level 20, sorry. So it says reach affinity level 3 with any one combatant. It's actually level 20. So once you get to growth guide 10, you have to get a character to 20. And that feels really bad because you're just getting the sticker from it, which like I said, doesn't really matter. The stat boosts don't matter. And you're kind of locked into a character and you can't unlock these special lobbies for multiple characters yet. So it feels pretty weird. So they are kind of reworking it, kind of what I expected, because it feels terrible. And just not being able to have those multiple backgrounds and farming backgrounds quickly just feels really bad. So I assume they'll just make the affinity level in the guide missions cap at 10. And then after that, you can start working on your other characters, which just makes way more sense, right? It's a guide for new players. They're teaching you how to unlock the special lobby backgrounds, and after you do it, you should be able to do it with other characters. Also, this image here has like this preferred gift system. I believe like if you send a gift to a certain character during this event, you might get bonus rewards. Yeah, so it says here, if you just, you know, go on a date or do that excursion with Ray, you get rewards here. I don't think you'll get 100,000 of these mats, but you can also see, like, you know, if you do the stories and stuff like that. So basically they'll feature one character, and if you just do certain quests with them, you will be able to get some rewards, which is great. On top of that, they do plan to add new features such as quick formation, so just basically saving your teams, which is great. Turn indicator, because it's really hard to see it unless you're looking at the combat log, which is awesome. And just a lot of other stuff, right? They're going to be adding a new permanent content mode, purification protocol. So I don't know what that is exactly, but they just kind of tease it. They didn't really talk about it in the video either, but just know that they are giving us more content. You know, I was very worried for the game, I'm not gonna lie, because it felt like the content was very limited. It felt like there wasn't enough content. We couldn't even play it because of the unit situation. Promoting characters took so many resources, but they've tackled everything in this season update, which is great. And they're also giving us 300 crystals just for a thank you for sticking it out for the first month. And if I go to the mailbox, you'll see that it is already here. And so we get 600 crystals and extra units. Nice, thank you, devs. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm not gonna lie, I was very scared about the future of the game, but now I am revitalized. We'll be making more content again. So hopefully you guys press that like and subscribe to help me out to see more content from me, and I'll see you guys next time.